Have you ever heard of Darkmoor Tunnel, a place where shadows dance and secrets sleep? A place where one stormy night Mary McCallister vanished, gone, without a trace, leaving only questions and fear. Her story is a mystery, a tragedy, a chilling reminder that some roads lead to nowhere. Locals whispered tales about the tunnel, about what lurked within, but no one listened. Not until it was too late. They say the tunnel remembers every scream, every tragedy, and it whispers their stories to those who dare to listen. But the whispers are faint, elusive, and the truth is buried deep. The tunnel has a past, a dark past, full of forgotten tragedies and unexplained events. Some say it's haunted by the spirits of those who perished within. Others believe it's a place of evil, where darkness reigns supreme. But one thing is certain, Darkmoor Tunnel holds its secrets close, and tonight, we begin to unravel them. It was a night like any other. Rain lashed against windshields, the radio played a forgotten melody, and Mary McCallister drove towards Darkmoor Tunnel. She was alone, on her way home, unaware that this ordinary drive would be her last. The road stretched ahead, a ribbon of asphalt swallowed by the encroaching darkness, mile after mile, closer and closer to the point of no return. As Mary approached the tunnel, the storm intensified. Wind howled like a banshee, rain turned to blinding sheets, the mouth of the tunnel gaped ahead. A void of impenetrable darkness, waiting to swallow her whole. Minutes ticked by, each one bringing Mary closer to the heart of the storm, and closer to the mystery that awaited. Did she sense the danger? Did fear grip her heart? We may never know. Mary's car slipped into the tunnel, the darkness consumed it. The taillights winked out of sight. The road behind her lay empty. No other cars, no witnesses. Just the relentless fury of the storm. Silence descended, broken only by the rhythmic thud of tires on asphalt, and the drip, drip, drip of water seeping through the tunnel's cracks. But something was wrong. The road stretched ahead, empty. No sign of Mary, no sign of her car. Hours passed, the storm raged on, but Mary didn't arrive home. Worry turned to dread. A chilling thought settled in the minds of those who waited. Mary McCallister was gone, vanished without a trace, swallowed by the storm, or perhaps by something more sinister. The search for Mary McCallister had begun, and with it, the unraveling of a terrifying truth. Section 1. The search begins. Dawn. The storm subsided, leaving behind an eerie silence and a mystery that clung to the fog-shrouded town. The search for Mary McCallister began. Police, volunteers, all united by a single desperate hope. Every inch of the road scrutinized, every culvert, every shadow, searching for a clue, a sign, anything. But the tunnel held its secrets tight, refusing to relinquish its grip on the young woman it had consumed. Section 2. False hope. Days turned into weeks. Hope flickered, then waned. The tireless efforts yielding no answers. A glimmer of hope dashed against the rocks of reality. A child's toy found near the tunnel's mouth. But it wasn't Mary's. Rumors swirled, theories abounded. Was it an accident, foul play, or something more sinister? The truth remained elusive. Each passing day chipped away at the hope, leaving behind a raw, agonizing question. Where was Mary McCallister? Section 3. The tunnel's grip. Darkmoor Tunnel. Once a passageway, now a symbol of fear, its presence looming over the investigation. Locals spoke of its darkness, a palpable entity, whispering tales of forgotten tragedies and unexplained disappearances. Was the tunnel itself responsible? Had it claimed Mary as its own? The thought sent chills down the spines of even the most hardened investigators. The tunnel's grip on the town tightened, squeezing the hope, amplifying the fear, and keeping its secrets buried deep within its heart. As days turned into weeks, suspicion cast a long shadow over the town. Whispers replaced friendly greetings. Everyone was a stranger, everyone had a secret, and the truth became a tangled web of half-truths and outright lies. Alibis crumbled under scrutiny. relationships strained under the weight of suspicion. The once peaceful community now fractured. Was there a killer among them? Someone hiding in plain sight? The question hung heavy in the air, unanswered. Weeks turned into months. The investigation stalled, leads ran cold, the case grew colder. The mystery of Mary McCallister's disappearance remained unsolved. The tunnel kept its secrets, and the town bore the scars of its loss. Would she ever be found? Would justice ever be served? Or would Mary McCallister's story fade into obscurity? Another victim claimed by the legend of Darkmoor Tunnel. Months had passed, the case had gone cold. Mary McCallister's disappearance remained a haunting mystery, a wound that refused to heal. Then, a breakthrough. A hiker stumbled upon a clue, hidden deep in the woods, near the tunnel's mouth, a piece of Mary's car. The discovery breathed new life into the investigation, a renewed sense of urgency, a glimmer of hope for a family desperate for answers. Could this be it? Could this be the key to unlocking the secrets that Darkmoor Tunnel held so tightly? The car part became the focal point. Every scratch, every dent scrutinized under the microscope's unblinking eye, a silent witness to the events of that fateful night. The analysis was painstaking, time-consuming, but it yielded results. The damage to the car part told a story of violence, of a struggle. The car hadn't simply gone off the road, it had been forced off, run off the road by another vehicle. The truth was beginning to emerge, piece by piece. The mystery of Mary's disappearance was no longer an accident, it was a crime, and someone out there knew the truth. The investigation shifted focus. Initially, the detectives were looking at the physical evidence, the tangible clues left behind. But as days turned into weeks, it became clear that the answers they sought were not in the evidence, but in the memories of those who were there that fateful night. From the tunnel itself to the people who had traveled its path that night, witnesses were sought, memories were tested. Each person who came forward had a piece of the puzzle, but their recollections were fragmented like shards of a broken mirror. The detectives had to piece together these fragments to form a coherent picture of what had happened. But time had clouded the truth. Details were hazy, accounts conflicted. Some witnesses remembered seeing a shadowy figure while others swore they saw nothing unusual. The more the detectives delved into these memories, the more they realized how unreliable they could be. The human mind, under stress, can play tricks, distorting reality and creating false memories. The storm, it seemed, had not only swallowed Mary that night, but also the memories of those who might have seen something. The torrential rain and howling winds created a chaotic environment, making it difficult for anyone to recall events with clarity. The storm was a perfect metaphor for the confusion and uncertainty that now surrounded the case. Was it the trauma of that night, the fear and panic that gripped everyone who was there? Trauma has a way of searing itself into the mind, but it can also blur the lines between what was real and what was imagined. The detectives had to navigate this murky terrain, trying to separate fact from fiction. Or was someone deliberately obscuring the truth? The possibility of foul play loomed large. Could there be someone out there, manipulating the narrative, planting false memories, or erasing crucial evidence? The detectives had to consider every angle, every possibility. The stakes were high, and the pressure was mounting. The line between reality and imagination blurred. The detectives found themselves questioning their own perceptions, wondering if they too were falling victim to the fog of memory. It was a disorienting experience, one that tested their resolve and their commitment to finding the truth. The fog of memory obscuring the path to justice. Every step forward seemed to be met with new obstacles, new uncertainties. The detectives had to keep pushing through the fog, hoping that somewhere, somehow, they would find a clear path to the truth. Every answer seemed to lead to more questions. The more they uncovered, the more complex the case became. It was like peeling back the layers of an onion, each layer revealing more mysteries, more enigmas. The detectives had to stay focused, determined to find the answers they sought. Every lead, a dead end. The frustration was palpable. The detectives were running out of time, out of options, but they couldn't give up. They owed it to Mary, to her family, to find the truth, no matter how elusive it seemed. The truth was out there, somewhere, but it was proving to be as elusive as ever. The detectives had to keep searching, keep questioning, keep pushing through the fog of memory. They had to believe that, eventually, the truth would reveal itself and justice would be served. Then a new lead. A stranger had come to town in the days leading up to Mary's disappearance. No one knew his name, or why he was there. He had paid for his room in cash, kept to himself, and vanished the same night as Mary. Coincidence? Or something more sinister? Had Mary been targeted? Was this stranger the key to unlocking the mystery? The questions gnawed at the investigators. Time was running out. The hunt was on. For the stranger. For answers. For justice. Section 5: The Tunnel's Truth. The tunnel held its secrets close, a silent sentinel to the tragedy that had unfolded within its depths. But for how long? The investigators returned to the tunnel, again and again, searching for something, anything. And then, they found it. A clue overlooked, a tire track. The tire track belonged to a rental car, a car rented by the stranger. The pieces of the puzzle were falling into place. The truth was within reach. Would they find the stranger? Would he lead them to Mary? Or would Darkmoor Tunnel keep its secrets, forever bound to the legend of that stormy night? Section 1: Silent Scream. Mary McCallister was gone, but her absence resonated deeply. A void left in the lives of those who loved her most. Her family, shattered. Their home, once filled with laughter and warmth, now stood silent. A constant reminder of their loss. Questions lingered, unanswered. Why Mary? Why their family? The pain of her absence, a silent scream echoing through their lives. Memories, once a source of comfort, now served as a painful reminder of what was lost. The future they had envisioned, shattered, leaving only fragments of a life unlived. Section 2: Ripple Effect. The search for Mary had consumed the town. Every corner, every alley, every hidden nook was scoured by desperate eyes and trembling hands. The once peaceful town was now a labyrinth of fear and uncertainty. Now, in the wake of the investigation, a different kind of search had begun. A search for answers, for solace. The townspeople gathered in the square, their faces etched with worry and sorrow. They whispered among themselves, sharing theories and fears, hoping to find some semblance of peace in their collective grief, for a sense of normalcy that seemed lost forever. The playgrounds, once filled with the laughter of children, now stood silent and eerie. The main street, usually bustling with activity, was now a ghostly reminder of what once was. The overgrown weeds in the park seemed to symbolize the town's descent into chaos. Neighbors, once quick with a wave and a smile, now eyed each other with suspicion. The friendly greetings had been replaced by wary glances and hushed conversations. Trust, once the bedrock of their community, was now a fragile thread, easily broken by the weight of doubt and fear. The bonds of trust, strained, families huddled together in their homes, their faces illuminated by the dim glow of a single lamp. They spoke in hushed tones, their conversations filled with worry and uncertainty. The once tight-knit community was now a collection of isolated individuals, each grappling with their own fears and suspicions. The social fabric of their small town, slowly unraveling. Whispers followed them. Everywhere they went. In the dark alleyways, in the quiet corners of the town, people spoke in hushed tones, their words filled with fear and uncertainty. The once vibrant community was now a shadow of its former self, its spirit slowly being eroded by the weight of the unknown. The story of Mary McCallister, a constant reminder of their collective vulnerability. Her face, printed on countless flyers and newspapers, was a haunting presence in their lives. Every glance at her picture was a stark reminder of their own fragility, of the darkness that lurked just beyond the edges of their small town. The darkness that had claimed her, now threatened to consume them all. The woods, once a place of adventure and exploration, were now shrouded in an ominous gloom. The dark tunnel, a symbol of the unknown, seemed to beckon them with its eerie silence. The path leading to it was a journey into the heart of their fears. The innocence of their small town, shattered. The broken swing set, the shattered glass, the empty town square, all were symbols of a community in turmoil. The once vibrant and lively town was now a place of desolation and despair, its innocence lost to the shadows of fear and uncertainty, replaced by a pervasive sense of unease. The fog that rolled through the town seemed to carry with it a sense of dread, enveloping everything in its path. The stillness of the darkened streets was unsettling, a stark contrast to the once lively and bustling atmosphere. The The town square, now dimly lit and empty, was a haunting reminder of the community's lost sense of security. The ripple effect of Mary's disappearance, a wound that refused to heal. The dark, rippling water under the bridge was a metaphor for the town's collective grief, its surface disturbed by the weight of their sorrow. The reflection of the dim town in the water was a haunting image, a reminder of the darkness that had seeped into their lives. The puddle on the deserted street, with its unsettling reflection, was a symbol of the town's fractured spirit, a wound that time alone could not heal. The stranger remained a phantom, his motives, his whereabouts unknown, his connection to Mary, a terrifying question mark. The investigation continued, leads were pursued, suspects questioned, yet the truth remained elusive. Was the stranger still out there, watching, waiting? The thought sent chills down the spines of the townspeople. The fear, once a whisper, now a constant companion. The shadows of doubt lingered, poisoning relationships, eroding their sense of security. The town held its breath, waiting, wondering if the monster that had taken Mary would strike again. Darkmoor Tunnel remained, a constant reminder of their loss, of their collective fear. Would they ever find Mary? Would they ever know the truth? Or would the mystery of her disappearance haunt them forever? Life in their small town had changed, irrevocably. The carefree days of laughter and trust, gone, replaced by a guarded existence. They were no longer the town they once were. They were the town that fear built, bound together by a shared tragedy, haunted by the ghost of Mary McCallister. The mystery of Mary McCallister's disappearance remained unsolved. The stranger, the tire tracks, the whispers of suspicion, all threads leading to a tangled knot of unanswered questions. Did the stranger take Mary? Was he working alone? Or were there darker forces at play, hidden beneath the surface of their once peaceful town? The truth, elusive, perhaps buried forever within the heart of Darkmoor Tunnel. The answers, if they existed at all, remained just out of reach, like whispers on the wind. And so, the town lived with the weight of the unknown. The mystery of Mary's disappearance became a chilling parable, a story whispered around campfires, a reminder that some questions have no answers. Years have passed. The memory of that stormy night, though faded, still lingers. It was a night that changed everything, a night that left an indelible mark on the town and its people. The storm raged with a fury that seemed almost supernatural, as if the heavens themselves were mourning the events that were about to unfold. The wind howled through the streets, rattling windows and doors, while the rain poured down in torrents, turning the roads into rivers. It was on this night that Mary McCallister vanished without a trace, leaving behind a mystery that would haunt the town for generations. The disappearance of Mary McCallister, a scar on the town's collective memory. Her face, once full of life and promise, now only exists in faded photographs and the memories of those who knew her. The abandoned house where she lived stands as a grim reminder of what was lost. Its broken windows and crumbling walls tell a story of neglect and sorrow. The town square, once bustling with activity, now feels eerily quiet, as if the very heart of the town has been stilled by the weight of the tragedy. The road to Darkmoor Tunnel remains open. It is a place shrouded in mystery and fear, a place where the light of day seems to struggle to penetrate the darkness. The tunnel itself, with its gaping maw and cold, damp walls, feels like the entrance to another world, a world where the rules of reality no longer apply. The narrow winding road that leads to it is lined with dense trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers as if trying to warn travelers to turn back before it's too late. But it is a road traveled with caution, with a sense of unease, with the knowledge that some journeys lead to places we never intended to go. Those who dare to venture down this path do so with a heavy heart and a wary eye, knowing that the darkness that surrounds them is not just a physical presence, but a manifestation of the fear and uncertainty that has gripped the town since that fateful night. The mist that hangs in the air seems to whisper secrets, secrets that are better left unspoken. The story of Mary McCallister has become a cautionary tale, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most idyllic places. The still waters of the town's lake, once a place of tranquility and beauty, now seem to hold a sinister secret, their depths hiding more than just fish and plants. The dark forest, with its patches of light that struggle to break through the canopy, feels like a place where the past and present collide, where the echoes of that stormy night can still be heard. The abandoned playground, once filled with the laughter of children, now stands silent and empty, a testament to the innocence that was lost. The tunnel stands as a silent sentinel, a monument to the unknown. Its walls, covered in moss and graffiti, seem to tell a story of their own, a story of fear and curiosity, of those who have dared to enter and those who have never returned. The silhouette of the tunnel against the evening sky is a haunting sight, a reminder that some places are best left unexplored, that some mysteries are better left unsolved. And the town, forever changed, lives with the knowledge that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved, their shadows stretching out across time, a constant reminder that even in the darkest of places, hope, like a flicker of candlelight, can still endure. The panoramic view of the town at twilight, with its twinkling lights and quiet streets, belies the darkness that lies beneath the surface. The shadowy figure standing at the edge of the forest is a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are still questions that need answers. And the flickering candle in the old window is a beacon of hope, a sign that even in the face of tragedy, the human spirit can endure, that light can still shine in the darkness.